What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where every single Monday I, Graham Gius and Matthews, break down all the content that I watch on the WWE Network. Of course, today we're continuing on with the theme of Total Bellas. Today we're talking about Season 2, Episode 5, Wine About It, spelled W-I-N-E, because this whole episode is about wine. Whenever there's new content on the WWE Network, I'll probably do a separate episode for it here of WWE Network and Chill. The timing just worked out perfectly. While this show is not currently airing, of course, on the WWE Network, the entire first season is already on the network. These episodes of Season 2 of Total Bellas are on the E Network. If there's anything new on the network, like a WWE 24 or Bring It to the Table, which I'm not sure what the status of that is after JBL left the company a few months ago, I'm not exactly sure. But I will talk about it in another episode of WWE Network and Show, like later on in the week or something. There's just nothing currently airing. I mean, there's story time after Raw nowadays, which is entertaining, and I enjoy the show. But it's not really worth reviewing because it's all stories. It's not really anything I can really review. But I do recommend checking them out, though. So anyway, this episode of Total Bellas kicks off with Brie and Nikki stretching with Lauren, JJ's wife. The Bella twins bring the entire family on a business trip for their wine business that we have kind of heard something a little bit about throughout Total Bellas Season 1 and Season 2 and on Total Divas, but we really don't know too much about it, so that's what this entire episode is about, along with the family struggles that occur along the way. Lauren, JJ's wife, could not make the trip. I forgot the reason why, but she could not make the trip. Meanwhile, Daniel Bryan, Brie's husband, obviously, admits to wanting to start up a monthly seed subscription service. So he kind of realizes that his in-ring days are likely done. And I say likely because it's very possible he continues to wrestle again after he's done with WWE and his contract expires in 2018. But he realizes, in addition to being the SmackDown GM, he wants something else to do to kind of fill up the free time that he has. So he wants to start up a monthly seed subscription service that he's been talking about with one of his friends. So we kind of get more about that throughout the remainder of this episode. Later on in the episode, what this entire episode culminates in is a business dinner with the Bella Twins' business partners in their wine business. So JJ attempts to kind of sabotage it, but not really, in kind of a joking way, by putting a fart machine under Mama Bella's chair, who is also along for the trip. So pretty much everyone is on the trip except for Lauren. JJ's there, Brie, Brian. I don't think John Cena's there. He might be. I'm not sure. I don't think he is, actually. No, he's not, because I know they Skype him at one point. After they're at dinner or something like that. But Brie's there, Nikki, Brian, JJ, Mama Bella, and John Laurinaitis. Mama Bella does not think the twins are prepped enough for the business dinner. Now, this entire episode I liked because we kind of get more insight on the Mama Bella character that we really didn't get to know too much about her throughout Total Divas or Season 1 of Total Bellas. We did a little bit in her wedding with John Laurinaitis in the Season 1 finale, but beyond that, we don't get to know too much about her. So this episode kind of gives us a new in-depth look at Mama Bella and what kind of goes on behind the scenes, so to speak, in her mind and her relationship with her kids, with JJ, Brie, and Nikki, and whatnot. So as you know, someone who is as seasoned in the business and with as much business experience as she is, she just doesn't think the twins have enough experience or are prepared enough for this business dinner coming up. She talks to the business partners at some sort of dinner that they go to, not the one they have at their place, but some other business function. And Brie and Nikki aren't really all that comfortable with the fact that she's talking to the partners. They discuss plans for the wine over dinner and where the business might be headed. And Mama Bella is a big factor in that. So again, they brought her along for the trip, so they had to know this was going to happen. But they really don't want her inputting her own 2 cents into everything that they kind of dip their toes into. They want to have this business, this wine endeavor to themselves. Anyway, so Brian, there's another issue in this episode that kind of rises up as a side story, that Daniel Bryan does not want Brie tasting wine while she's pregnant. Now, the whole point of this wine business is for them to taste wine, and that's really all they'll be doing, is what Brie and Nikki will be doing throughout this endeavor. And Brian does not that she doesn't want Brie to be a part of the business endeavor. He doesn't want her tasting wine while she's still pregnant, thinking it might mess with the pregnancy, which is obviously a very legitimate concern to have. During the course of the business dinner, I thought it was later on in the episode, but it's happening right now. The farts are going off, and people are just kind of ignoring it before they acknowledge that it was JJ all along. They didn't really realize it until well after the fact. They FaceTime John Cena. So anyway, JJ, Mama Bella, and John Laurinaitis race outside their house. Bree wants to retire out there, wherever this house is. I forgot where it was, where they are, where they go on this business trip to. But Bree says she wants to retire out there so they can kind of focus on their wine business once they're officially done wrestling. And I assume she is, but I've heard rumors that she might be getting back in the ring at some point, which I don't really have a burning desire to see personally, but that's just me. The entire family goes out bike riding, and during which Brian asks Mama Bella for business advice and how he can kind of start up this seed subscription service. So he kind of gives Mama Bella the time of day, and I'm sure she obviously appreciates, and they have kind of a good relationship going. Brie looks for ways around drinking the wine, so she may not necessarily drink it, but she might kind of like wishy-wash it around in her mouth and like taste the wine, but before spitting it out. And she asks Brian about that because she respects his decision for her to not drink the wine while she's still pregnant. So she's looking for ways around that. She's discussing that with Nikki, and she's throwing these ideas out to Brian, like, can I do this? Can I do that? To kind of work my way around actually drinking the wine. Meanwhile, Nikki looks for ways to stimulate pregnancy, to kind of see what it would look like. Not what she would only look like pregnant, but also how other people would judge her if she was out in public, like drinking wine while she's pregnant, like Brie might be soon enough if Brian goes through with the idea. So they're out at dinner one day. JJ asks some random guys at the bar to ask for them to take a picture with Mama Bella and like pretend that he wanted to take a picture with Brie and Nikki, but instead he wanted to take a picture with Mama Bella, saying that he's a big fan, just to embarrass the twins. So JJ throughout this entire episode is kind of joking around and kind of playing pranks on the girls and Mama Bella and everyone else, and it kind of goes a bit too far later on in the episode, so I'll talk about that soon enough. Anyway, so they go out to another dinner. They're always going out to dinner on the show. Nikki wears a fake baby bump to a winery where they're drinking wine, and they're looking out for people who might be checking them out in terms of drinking the wine and judging them and whatnot. So they notice that people start looking while they're drinking the wine. I don't think Bree's drinking it, but Nikki certainly is, with this fake baby bump that makes her look like she's pregnant. So they see a group of girls, this group of women, sitting like across at a table from them, and they see them looking at them and staring, and they're like, why are they judging us, blah, blah, blah. So they go over to pick their brains, and I thought a fight might erupt, like, why the hell are you looking at us, why are you judging, blah, 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 blah. But the exact opposite happened. So Brie and Nikki, being very cordial and being professional about this, they sit down with this group of people that they thought were judging them while they were drinking the wine. But instead, these women apparently are very honest and open with the fact that they admire the fact that they are drinking and tasting the wine, seemingly, because obviously Nikki's not really pregnant, while pregnant, because they used to do the same thing, and they're obviously guilty of that, so they're kind of looking back in their own memories while watching Brie and Nikki do the same exact thing. So it's kind of interesting for them to kind of pick their brains, and they say they could basically relate and that they weren't judging. So Brie and Nikki kind of look at that in an entirely new light while they analyze why people may have been judging them while they were drinking the wine. Brie does promise Brian that she will not drink the wine while she's pregnant. Mama Bella does some rapping. Daniel Bryan loves it. And obviously a rapper himself, obviously not professionally, but Daniel Bryan has done his fair share of rapping on Talking Smack as Sweet Beats, and if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I implore you to go back on Talking Smack and watch the episodes of Daniel Bryan rapping, because it's pure gold. Anyway, so Mama Bella, being very, having a good relationship with Daniel Bryan, gives him a business book after Bryan asked her about business advice for his new monthly seed subscription service, like I talked about earlier. So then she just gets very, very mad while she's drunk at the kids, and she gets really, really pissed off that they're treating her badly and that they never ask her for advice, and they should, and they think they know it all, but they don't, and they talk back to her too. So she goes to bed, but not really, because she comes back out and she starts crying and says she was stressed out having kids at the age of 21, and saying that she's had these internal battles going on for a long time now with the kids, not really disrespecting her, but kind of taking it a bit too far. And Bryan senses that. He kind of senses her pain, and he can kind of relate to that, and he almost breaks down in tears as well. And he does admit that the family crosses the line sometimes. They admit the same thing. They make up, and they're all fine, whatever. So after that whole thing goes down, JJ scares Nikki Bella while they're leaving the house on their way to another business dinner or something, and causes her to fall down the stairs outside. So it's a pretty serious situation. She didn't get legit hurt. I think she had a bruise on her arm or something, but it could have been a lot worse than it was, considering she might have been wearing heels or something. And obviously that can be very, very dangerous. So he kind of takes his pranking a bit too far, and he ceases it after that. And then they just try new wine at a business dinner to close out the episode and end the episode of Wine About It of Season 2, Episode 5 of Total Bellas. So that is the episode review of Total Bellas. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will be back next week talking about Episode 6. I know they tease what's coming up on the show. I don't remember. I'm recording this a couple days after the fact. Obviously, it's going up on Monday. I'm recording it on Monday. The episode aired last Wednesday. And that's when the new episodes of the show air, by the way. Obviously, if you weren't already aware, you can check out new episodes of Total Bellas airing every single Wednesday on the E! Network at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, right after NXT, so the timing works out perfectly. And right after Lucha Underground, too, whatever you watch first. I try to watch all three at the same time pretty much on Wednesday nights, and it gets a little bit busy, but they're all enjoyable in their own way. But anyway, guys, be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Like I said, new episode, new review of Total Bellas coming right here to WWE Network and Chill next Monday. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your week. I'm Graham Giason Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.